There is Anita Roots from Austria, who's going to kick off proceedings this afternoon. The difficult job of being the first rider to go. This is her second event of the London 2012 Games. She's already finished the women's individual pursuit C1, 2 and 3 and finished 10th in that event. So all ready for the start now. This is a test of brute strength. There is no margin for error. You only get one chance at this, and it's 2 laps of this glorious velodrome that we have here at London 2012. It truly is a beautiful velodrome, and Anita Roots off to a very strong start here, and you can see the burn will already be starting to set in. So not many tactics in this race. Really, it's just a matter of getting a good, clean start, getting up to speed as quickly as possible and maintaining that speed, the absolute maximum speed that you can. So her first lap in 27 seconds. The world record for this event is 46.427, held by Jamie Paris in the C1 category. In the C2, 43.101. Anita Roots is riding in the C2 category, so there is a factor time of 89.06%. So raw time is around 49 seconds, but that is rounded down to 45.850. So we have 3 categories of athletes racing in this race this afternoon: C1, C2 and C3. The C1 athletes receive a factor score of 89.06%. C2 factor is 92.25%. So essentially that means the initial raw time that you see up on screen, if you're a C1 athlete, your finish time will be calculated at 89.06% of that. C2, 92.25. And our C3 athletes this afternoon, they do not get a factor time, so they will just have 100% of the time that they ride. So this afternoon we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 C2 athletes. We only have 1 C3, that's Simone Kennedy from Australia, and only 1 C1 athlete, and that is Jamie Paris, who's the world record holder in that particular category. So as I mentioned, the 46.427 world record held by Jamie Paris, that was set at the Beijing Paralympics in September 2008. So that also doubles as the Paralympic record in the C2 category, 43.101. Alida Nabrius, who is riding here this afternoon, she'll be the final rider. She is the world record holder, 43.101. And the world record in the C3 is held by Paula Testorio, 43.142. Zini from China is our next competitor, the second of 9 riders in this event this afternoon. She's already so popular because, of course, she had that fantastic result. She was so impressive in the women's C1, 2 and 3 pursuit on the first day of competition, taking the gold medal. So that is her pet event, but let's see what she can achieve here in this 500 metres time trial. She's off. Perhaps a little bit too much to the left that she would have liked, but Zini, the 24-year-old, she's one of those champion cyclists from the Guangdong cycling team in southern China. So she was a little bit slow out of the starting blocks. We'll get a better idea as she goes past the 250-metre mark where she's at, so just a fraction slower than our first rider, Roots. But Zini, she's so popular here. The crowd absolutely love her, and she had such a fantastic reception on day 1 of these games when she raced. As she rounds the final bend, heads down the straight. I've got a feeling she's made up time. She certainly has. So we take a factor in account of 89.06 and 43.207. So that's enough to put her in the lead of this competition at this very early stage. perhaps didn't have the start she would have liked, but she's still better off than a number of the cyclists we saw at the track session this morning. We had quite an extraordinary morning. A number of mechanicals in the men's event. First up this morning, the men's, it was the individual kilo, the B division, the vision impaired riders. So they were riding on their tandems, and two cyclists, one had a slipped chain, another ripped his entire chain ring off and had his cleat and crank attached to his shoe, and an official ran out to steady the bike, otherwise they would have toppled over sideways. It was quite extraordinary. And then the Great Britain pair right at the end were unable to fix a slipped chain and ended up having a did not finish, which was very disappointing indeed. But all is well here. This is another one of our C2 athletes, Teresa Dledovera. This is her second appearance at these games. She came ninth in the women's individual C1, 2 and 3 pursuit. That was on day one of competition. Let's see what she can achieve here. It's a lovely start, lovely clean start. She tries to gather momentum as quickly as she can and get up to that top speed, and then the burn sets in. So another 24-year-old here, representing the Czech Republic, which has such a good pedigree of Paralympic cyclists, with Jiri Jezek to race later on this afternoon. She'll be wanting to set the scene for a victory for him this afternoon. So a slow first lap for Teresa Dledovera, but it won't matter because she's got a little bit of momentum going now. It appears she's significantly increased her speed. So the time to beat, 46.836. So we'll wait for that factored time. She was just over 50 seconds initially, but that will be taken down to 46.578. So third position at this point, with another 6 riders still to come. So if you're still catching up with all the cycling news, don't forget you can check all the results on the Paralympics website, paralympic.org. Of course, after that day of high drama yesterday with Great Britain's Jody Cundy, pardon me, losing his temper somewhat when he he believes the starting equipment was faulty, but officials ruled otherwise. Well, he's going to be riding off this afternoon in the individual pursuit final for bronze position. So he didn't ride well enough to get into the gold-silver ride-off, but he will race for bronze. So as I was saying, in the men's B 1 kilometre time trial, the kilo, Anthony Kappas and his partner Craig McLean, so they were the final pair to go, and their chain slipped, so they went to try and fix it, then they started again and their chain slipped yet again. So it really was a morning of extraordinary problems with the bikes at the velodrome. But now we have Simone Kennedy from Australia. She's already a silver medalist at these games. She won the silver in the women's individual C1, 2 and 3 pursuit. And she won the C3 500 metres time trial at the LA World Championships earlier this year. She's based in Parramatta in Sydney. Tom Scalander and Peter Brooks are her coaches. She only just started racing for Australia this year, so made her debut at those World Championships and did extremely well. And she is just 18 years of age. So a youngster with a big future, Simone Kennedy from Sydney, from Parramatta in Western Sydney. A little bit of a wobble out of the blocks, but she's corrected herself very quickly and she's away. So Simone Kennedy, the factored time to beat is 43.207, set by the Chinese rider from Guangdong province. So let's get an idea as she comes down the straight for the first time. She is under the time of Zini, and she looks as though she's gathering speed. This is a very, very good ride by the youngster, Simone Kennedy. Looking to push down that final straight, finish off in flourish, and she's done well. So the factored time, she is a C3 rider. Well, actually, she won't have a factored time, my apologies. So it's enough to get her in second place, 43.892. Hopefully I didn't confuse any of you too much, but no, Simone Kennedy is a C3 rider, so she's the only C3 rider to ride in this competition this afternoon. She doesn't receive a factored time. So Simone Kennedy, who made such an impression when she made her international debut at the UCI Paracycling Track World Championships in LA earlier this year with 2 gold medals, one in this event in her C3 category. Well, she's in the silver medal position at the moment. As we approach the halfway mark of the competition, 9 riders in total. Raquel Asus Pones is rider number 5. She'll appear on your screen momentarily. Here she is. Decorated entirely with Spanish colours, if you get a glimpse of her ponytail. Showing an absolute commitment to the cause. So Asus Pones is a C2 rider. She came 7th in the individual C1, 2 and 3 pursuit. And of course, Asus Pones will be, after today, preparing for the road racing events which begin next Wednesday here in London. A good start by Asus Pones. Get an early indication of how good that start was. She's well under the pace set by Zini. She gathers momentum, finds her rhythm. She's half a second in front at this point. What can she maintain? What is this woman capable of? The crowd is absolutely behind Asus Pones. She grinds down the straight. So she's a C2 athlete. Let's get the calculation. So that's good enough for third position, 44.159. So she got away to an excellent start, and on the first lap was looking like she was going to be a real threat to Zini's leadership of this competition, but not so now. She's just going to have to wait and see whether she can remain in the medal standings. Now we've got a number of talented riders still to come. We've got Jamie Paris world record holder from Australia, Allison Jones from the United States, He Yin from China, and Dledovera from the Netherlands. So no Great Britain riders in this particular field. The crowd's going to have to wait a little longer. But here we have Jamie Paris, the reigning Beijing champion in the C1 category. She's also from Western Sydney. She's based with the Penrith Cycling Club. Tom Scalander is her coach. So Jamie, as a C1 rider, the only C1 rider in this competition, she's entitled to a C1 factor of 89.06%. Lovely start. So Jamie competed in this event in Beijing, set a world record for her particular category, which is the C1, and during that she won a bronze in Beijing when the three categories were grouped together. Gritting her teeth, you can see the exertion from Jamie Paris. So, she's doing extremely well, almost 3 seconds ahead of Zini as she rounds the final corner. Down the home straight, what can she do? A new world record, Jamie Paris from Australia. Sensational ride at the velodrome. And the emotion on her face, in fact, I believe she may have been overcome by emotion now. Factor time of 40.476. Oh, congratulations, Jamie Paris. Gee, what a day we're having here at the velodrome. World records falling all over the place, but Jamie Paris has absolutely smashed the mark she set previously by 6 entire seconds. That is extraordinary. Not sure exactly what happened there. She hit something on the track, but that may have been after she'd finished. So I don't think that was a huge, yes, it was the London 2012. Guide, if you like. She clipped it. She's absolutely emotional, and big congratulations to Jamie Paris. What a fantastic achievement. So she is sitting well clear of Zini now. 3 seconds clear. Simone Kennedy just hanging in there in the placings at the moment, but we've still got Allison Jones, He Yin and Dledovera to race. So that was Zini just reassessing what the afternoon holds for her. Will she still stay in the medal count? She's second at the moment. So Allison Jones, a warm welcome for her from the crowd. She's already claimed a bronze medal at these games, so we've got a number of women who've already performed extremely well on day one of competition. She has won 2 bronze World Championship medals in this event. Allison Jones, she's away for the United States of America. Drops in almost a little too far there, but finds her line, and she's away. So Allison Jones out of her saddle, trying to reach top speed as quickly as possible. She's almost going to spend the full lap out of the saddle. She's sat down now, right on the front of her saddle, trying to get an aerodynamic position that also complements the power she needs for this race. So she comes around, the time to beat 43.876, 45.406, and there will be a factor element because she is a C2 rider. Allison Jones, 41.887. And that is indeed a new world record for the C2 category. She's pretty happy about that. So that means Zini is now in the bronze medal position after such a strong ride by the Chinese rider earlier in the competition. So, next up we have another Chinese athlete. Yet again, a star from the Guangdong cycling team, He Yin. She came 6th in the women's individual pursuits classes 1, 2 and 3. She's a C2 athlete. Jamie Paris there, still emotional and enjoying the support of her coaching staff there. What a fantastic achievement. So Jamie Paris leading the competition. She will get a medal regardless of what happens, but it's whether she can stay in the gold medal position or is relegated to silver or bronze. We'll find out after the next 2 rides. So we've got He Yin from China, and then following her, the final rider of this competition is Alida Nobrius. So, He Yin gets organised on her bike. Also coached by Li Peng and Wei Jiang Tao. Just giving herself the last little pep up. Nice start there from He Yin. The coach runs alongside her, cheers her on, tells her to get going. And she's away. We'll get an early indication. Well, she's going very, very fast indeed. It was an excellent start by He Yin. Well, this is the question. Is she going to challenge Jamie Paris for the gold medal? She's more than a second faster at this point. He Yin on her second lap. The Chinese athlete's so popular here in London. The crowd really urging her on. What can she do? 40, that is another world record. Goodness, the world records are falling all over the place. So poor Jamie Paris, well, she set a world record, but with a factored time, 39.158. He Yin has smashed that record by 3/4 of a second. And what a result for the Chinese. So that means that Zini is now out of the medal tally. Jamie Paris is second. Allison Jones from the United States is third. And there's still one rider to come, so a question mark remains over those final standings. Will Alida Nabreus be able to squeeze her way in there as well? So our next cyclist, Alida Nabreus from the Netherlands, only began cycling in June 2011. She had also competed in alpine skiing at an elite level. So you'll see that Jamie Paris has still got a world record mark next to her name. That's because although all these athletes are still racing together this afternoon, Jamie Paris has set a C1 world record, and He Yin has set a C2 world record. However, their results are grouped together for an overall result in the gold, silver, bronze result. That is a very good looking bike. Koga. So Alida Nabreus won this event at the World Championships in LA earlier this year in the C2 category. So what can she achieve here? I tell you what, nerves are going to be running high. She's just seen some brilliant rides in front of her. She knows exactly what she has to do. Can she do it? Will she be fast enough? Nice start. So important to hammer it down and get up to top speed as quickly as possible. Looking very good. She drops down onto the time trialing bar, so clearly very comfortable. She is a fraction of a second in front of this time that's already been set by He Yin. Can we see the world record be broken again? Nabreus is getting around here in world record time. She looks fantastic, excellent position on the bike, down on the time trialing bars as she comes around to enter the final straight. The crowd is going absolutely wild. What have we got? Oh, she's just fallen short, 39.174. So that's enough for second position. Jamie Paris from Australia will take the bronze medal. Alida Nabreus, a little disappointed, shakes her head just slightly, but gee, she can't be disappointed with that. The field this afternoon has been outstanding. I can tell you what, she probably feels like she wants to throw up right now after that extreme exertion. There you go, 18 thousandths of a second. So, Nabreus, bit of a smile there, but also trying to suck in the oxygen and recover from that exertion. So Jamie Paris taking the bronze, Nabreus taking the silver, He Yin taking the gold medal this afternoon. So that was all over very quickly in the end, wasn't it? The women's 500 metres time trial, C1-3, but we do have plenty more for you to come this afternoon. Next up, we have the women's C4-5 individual time trial. In fact, we have 14 competitors in that race as opposed to 9 that was in the previous. And I tell you what, I expect the Chinese to do very well in this race also. Ran Jianping, who's the world C4 record holder, she is racing. Sarah Story from Great Britain is the final rider. She is going to bring the house down.